Hello and welcome to Quilt Addicts Anonymous. I'm Stephanie Soebbing. Today we are going to go over my top 4 heart free motion quilting designs. You've got a month until Valentine's Day, so that's plenty of time to get those projects finished up. If you have never seen full line stencil before, make sure you check out our free Intro to Free Motion Quilting series. We show you in there how to use them along with the Pounce Pad. It is a chalk powder applicator, and when you use them, you can use them with any stencil, but specifically they're designed to go with the full line stencil, so that way you can push the chalk powder through the lines of the stencil, and it is like a screen printing material for your t-shirts. Instead of pushing ink through, you push the chalk powder, which gives you a full line, hence the name full line stencil, to follow when you're quilting. Now the chalk does go away pretty easily, so you kind of have to work quickly and only mark a little bit at a time in order to have it stay long enough for you to quilt. But you can check out that series to see how it works and if you think it will work for you. I love it. It allows me to do really cool designs like the one we're going to showcase today, which I would not be able to do freehand. All right, first up is the I Love It stencil by Anne Bright. I love this one, no pun intended, because it's very simple. It is just a heart meander and it's loose enough to where it doesn't take a lot of time to go over your quilt. And also it allows a lot of drape still in your quilting, so you can get it done fairly quickly. These are great to use on any size of quilt, but I've definitely used them to quilt mug rugs before because they're about the right width and you can just kind of line them all up and quilt from there. Next up is Splash of Love, also by Anne Bright. I really like this one because it's kind of like feather light. Really, when you're drawing a heart, you're drawing 2 halves of a feather that come together. And this one has little feather shapes in between it in the meander to help connect the hearts. So if you are in the process of trying to master feathers, this is a really good one to do because you get to do 1 feather here, 1 feather there, and incorporate a few swirls here and there, which are a lot easier. And then you can really just get the hang of it without committing to an entire feather spine. If you're looking for something a little bit easier, but still also kind of flowery and more intense when you are quilting, it is the Sweetheart Meander. This one also has really large meanders, but instead of having little bits of feather shapes in between, it's all just different swirls. So if a swirl is something that you are pretty good at, you've got that down. This one is not that big of a step from there because you get to do some swirls in between a few hearts here and there. And again, these make great quilting meanders for quilts, placemats, and mug rugs. We're going to wrap it up with the stencil for the Heart Border Large. Now, this is the latest addition to our Heart Stencil collection. I chose it because it's really fun to sort of do your border separate. Sometimes, like I did this in my Snowmageddon quilt, it was really big on the inside, so I just did a really large meander on the inside of it. I was pretty new on my quilting journey at that point, and so that was the easiest way for me to cover a lot of ground, but I still wanted kind of a custom look, so I did something different in each of the borders to go outside of that. And this is a great way to do that because it fits really well inside of a 4-inch border, which is a really common size border. And so you can just line that up and quilt around it. And that way you're committing to doing something fancy for a small part of your quilt. And you can do something easier in the main part of it, or even just go with one of the other stencil meanders that have different hearts on them. And you can definitely make that go that way. Well, I hope you have enjoyed our top 4 heart stencils that you can use on your Valentine's Day quilts. I would love to see what you come up with and how you use these. Make sure you tag us at Quilt Addicts Anonymous on all the socials, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and now you can also tag us on YouTube there. They've added that functionality. So I hope you enjoy these. We have video tutorials to go with each one of these that you can watch separately, so that way you can get each one down and be able to do it on your own quilt. All right, until next time, happy quilting.